This is Big Podcast.
The fourth wall being broken once again. I am in a situation right now. I'm in the studio, which is, as I've mentioned, the 5x8 closet. It's more or less a room within a room. I've got big rock wool panels that absorb sound. Behind that, I've got an air gap with some foam. And behind that, just a normal room, drywall or whatever. But outside of this room, what a mess, man. The city, I guess, is doing some kind of tree work or something, but it's wood chippers, leaf blowers, chainsaws, big trucks. I mean, it is absolutely crazy. I don't know what's going on there. However, I mention it because it's not affecting this recording. A good idea if you do not have a quiet space, and I mean something that's not going to be affected by outside noise, maybe something to think about. It's Build a Big Podcast, a marketing podcast for podcasters. My name is David Hooper. BigPodcast.com is the website. This podcast, all about growing your podcast, making a better podcast, making a podcast that people care about, making a podcast that makes you money, attracts listeners, makes your mother proud. If you want to do those things, you are in the right place. This episode, the audio edition of my weekly newsletter, is called Big Podcast Insider. You can find it at newsletter.bigpodcast.com. While you are there, subscribe. I'll send it to you via email every Friday morning, New York City time. Here's what we're going to talk about. Will the China tariffs affect your podcasting? Yeah, the answer is yes. Viral death clock. Using cross-promotion to grow your podcast. How to improve your storytelling skills by 176%. The bad podcast guest action figure. This episode of Build a Big Podcast brought to you by Riverside.fm, a virtual studio that makes recording and editing at the highest quality possible, accessible to anyone. You're going to look and sound your best, and your guest will too, even if outside where he's recording has a tree surgeon with a wood chipper and a leaf blower and a chainsaw. You'll have separate audio tracks for each person on the session, meaning if there's something that's distracting, like a fire engine goes by, take it out, man. Easy to do. It's only going to affect that one track. Take it out. Let the other people cover for you. It's not going to be an issue with Riverside. You're going to get instant transcripts powered by AI with 99% accuracy. That's better than me. Probably better than you. Let AI handle it. It's accurate, reliable, and supports more than 100 languages. Also, you're going to edit your audio and video, if you want to, via text. They're going to take that transcript. You want to take a chunk out? Boom, do it just like editing a Word document. It's super easy, and you're going to sound great. Take a look, play around with all these features and more with a free account they're going to give you. It's going to give you 2 hours of free access just to see if it works for you. Do an interview, do a couple of interviews. And if you like it, I'll get a discount code. That discount code, Big Podcast, BIGPODCAST. That's Riverside.fm. Go there right now, get your 2 hours free. And if you want to stick around, here's the discount code. 15% off any of their paid plans. Big Podcast, BIGPODCAST. You know how it works. I go from thing to thing to thing. There's a demarcation point. It sounds like this. That's how you know I'm going to the next thing, and that's how you know. If you want to see any videos that I'm talking about, if you want to see the full article, if you want to get the direct links, you can go to newsletter.bigpodcast.com. This is issue number 228. You ready? Will China tariffs affect your podcasting? The answer is yes. I've seen people try to make the argument, no, man, just raise your prices. Well, that's the whole point, man. Yeah, you raise your prices and everybody else raise their prices. No. It's like the nuclear arms race or the wedding industrial complex. Things just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You could do that. And maybe you could say, well, I'm not affected, but somebody's not going to be able to keep up. It might eventually be you. This is what I wonder about. The tariff right now, and this changes, it seems like every day, 145%. And these are tariffs on Chinese-made goods, which is more or less everything that we use in podcasting. I'm talking to an Electro Voice RE20. It is an American-made mic. However, where do the parts come from? They don't tell you. You're going to find out real quick if that mic goes up because of tariffs. Or if they try to keep the price the same, they're going to eat that cost. So yes, we are going to be affected by this. Let me give you a non-podcasting example of what this could look like. My refrigerator went out about 3 weeks ago. Go to the appliance store. Hey, give me a new refrigerator. We can have it to you by Thursday. I'm thinking, oh, 5 days. That's a long time to live without a refrigerator, but go for it. Get it. Try to get on the other side of these tariffs. Everybody else was thinking the same thing. It wasn't 5 days. It ended up being 13 days. They added another week on it. Yeah, Thursday, but a week from Thursday. So finally got it. Air conditioner just went out this week. Well, yeah, Chinese-made goods. Garage door opener. You know, this stuff comes in threes. Chinese-made goods. If the price isn't already going up, it could be like this refrigerator situation where everybody's making a run on it. It's tougher to get stuff. Because of that, there's a delay getting the stuff to you. There's so much that can happen with this. Just be aware of it. If you need something, give it a little extra time. If you're finding the prices haven't raised, you think you're going to get an upgrade soon, maybe now's the time to get it. I'm not an economist. I can just tell you what my experience has been so far. Now, I will say this, and this is the litmus test for me. Is it cheaper and easier than it used to be to make a podcast? And the answer is yes. I talked about Riverside.fm just a minute ago. To have that kind of quality, even just a few years ago, it wasn't even possible, especially for the price. We used to have to do ISDN connections, or you do what they call a double ender or a tape sync. You would hire somebody with a microphone to go to the location where your guest was. So let's say I've got somebody in New York City. Well, I find a reporter, a podcaster, a radio person in New York City, somebody with a microphone. They go to that guest, or that guest comes to a studio where we're recording. You connect via the phone, and they're recording their end on a microphone. And this is why it's called a tape sync. Then you sync the tapes up. It sounds like you're in the same room. Well, we don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to rent the studio. You don't have to have an engineer. You don't have to have a reporter, somebody to go to that person. So I'm looking at it like, well, yeah, it's a little bit more than it was last month, but it's a whole lot cheaper than it was a few years ago. Glass half full? Think about that, because you may need to do more of that over the next few years. We'll find out. You got any thoughts on it? Feel free. Reach out to me via Blue Sky. You can find the links at newsletter.bigpodcast.com. This is issue number 228. Hey, real quick, I want to talk to you about Big Podcast AMP. That stands for Audio Monetization Program. If you want to work with me one-on-one, you want to grow your podcast, get more people to your podcast, make more money with your podcast, you are going to love Big Podcast AMP, the Audio Monetization Program. This is the real deal, man. This is digging deep into your podcast, fixing what's wrong, accentuating what's right, and making it better, more profitable, and more impactful. You want more information? Here's how to get it. bigpodcast.com/amp. That's bigpodcast.com/AMP. Viral death clock. Well, in the previous issue, I showed a great example of a meme that promotes your podcast for you. If you want to see this, go to newsletter.bigpodcast.com, issue number 227. In this issue, issue 228, I talk about something similar called the death clock. They got me, man. I was on Instagram and somebody comes up, do you know when you're going to die? I'm like, no, I don't know when I'm going to die, but I need to find out right now because I've got this backlog of unedited tape. I got to get this next book out. When am I going to die? Am I going to have time to do this? Anyway, click the link, download the Death Clock app, answer a few questions. Okay, I'm vegetarian. I don't smoke. I don't drink. Yeah, I get exercise. Weight's looking good. Here's how old I am now. Calculates it, lets me know when I'm going to die. Not only does it let me know when I'm going to die, it gives me this great graphic that I can share with my friends. I've got it posted. It's at newsletter.bigpodcast.com, issue number 228. It's pretty funny. It's a skeleton, got the robe and the hood, like death, flying a kite on the beach. And it says, David's going to die, and then whatever the date is. Again, you can see it, newsletter.bigpodcast.com, issue number 228. First thing I do is I send it to a few people. Hey, man, I'm going to die here soon. And by that, I mean like 40-something years. Maybe we should get together more often. Something like this already is a great promotion. Imagine this, a graphic that mentions what you do, in this case, your podcast, in their case, the app, that you have other people send for you. Okay, that's cool. How do you do that for your podcast, though? That's the question. This is actually pretty easy to set up for your podcast. The first thing you need is a quiz tool, something to ask people questions. I've got one linked. You can see it, newsletter.bigpodcast.com. It's issue number 228. It's called Quizify. It's $19. Next thing you need to do is attach an image to the results of that quiz that people want to share. Hey, David is going to die on this date. Thought you should know. I think I'm going to fool around with this idea for this podcast. If I do, I will share it with you. You can see how it works. I'll share the process with you, the tools that I use. Quizzes work. It's a great way to build a mailing list. The viral death clock. It's pretty creative. You want to see it? You want the links? You want that Quizify app for $19? Newsletter.bigpodcast.com, issue number 228. Using cross-promotion to grow your podcast. Where do I begin on this? Something I hear a lot from people who are in the podcast marketing space. Have you tried a feed swap? Like, put your episode in somebody else's feed, or they put their episode in your feed, and then somehow magically your listeners want to subscribe to their podcast. Their listeners want to subscribe to your podcast. It's okay. I've written about this before. You can find the blog at extra.bigpodcast.com. Not bad, but not the best way to do things, in my opinion, because imagine being subscribed to this podcast and somebody completely different comes down the line. You're like, can agitate some people. So what I've done in this episode, and I'm going to do right now, there's some newsletter tricks that I've got to grow your newsletter that will also work for your podcast. I want to go through some of these things. The first one, let's talk about the subject of a feed swap. I don't think you need to do a full feed swap to be able to promote somebody else. You could do a feature, you could do an ad swap, you could do maybe a bonus segment. For example, a lot of people who listen to this podcast, you might be one of them, you know about Dave Jackson from School of Podcasting. We do some very similar things when it comes to growing a podcast audience, helping people make better podcasts. Maybe I've got a tip of the week from Dave Jackson. Comes in there, hey, it's Dave with a podcast tip of the week for you. Blah, blah, blah. You want more information from me? Go to schoolofpodcasting.com. If you've got a nonfiction podcast, a business type podcast, you can do that in your niche. Co-branded lead magnets. You can create a shared resource. If I went to Dave and said, hey, Dave, let's put together a list, 10 things new podcasters need to know. Boom. Shared resource. He promotes it. I promote it. Exclusive content exchange. This is what I'm talking about with the guest segment. He gives me something that's not available on his podcast. I give him something that's not available on this podcast, and I promote it. Hey, I got a segment at schoolofpodcasting.com. If you want it, that's where to get it. And vice versa. He sends his people to me. Joint giveaways, you can grow by sharing audiences. I've talked about this extensively. This is in my book, actually. Well, I've got a few books. Big Podcast, the black and white one, looks like a zebra. Joint giveaways are one of the best ways to grow a podcast audience. And the quick and dirty on this is you would go to 5, 10, 20 people who have a similar audience to the one that you want, and you do a giveaway. You provide the stuff, they come on as a sponsor. Everybody and his brother is promoting this giveaway, and you basically share the audience. Not passing around emails or anything like that because of privacy issues, but saying something like, here are the people who participated in this giveaway. If you like this giveaway, and if you like this topic, you will like these resources. Again, if you want to go into details on this, I wrote them up. It's in a book. It's called Big Podcast. You can find it at Amazon.com or go to bigpodcast.com/books with an S, because as I mentioned, I've got more than one book that I've written. Co-hosted podcast episodes, double your exposure, testimonial exchanges, share what you love about each other. I'm giving Dave Jackson a lot of plugs on here, aren't I? But my blog, extra.bigpodcast.com, if you go there, you will see a quote about me from Dave Jackson. LinkedIn is something very similar. And this is a LinkedIn trick, by the way. If you want more of these testimonials on your LinkedIn page, give more of these testimonials on your LinkedIn page. Literally, every single person that you're connected with on LinkedIn, write up something nice about that person. I worked on this project with Dave and blah, 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 blah. Here's how it turned out, blah, 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 blah. I weighed 400 pounds. Now I weigh 200 pounds, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Share your success. Share about working with them. They're going to see that. And through the law of reciprocity, may very well come back and do one for you. That's how I got so many people saying nice things about me on LinkedIn. Testimonial exchange, super easy to do. Just share what you love about each other. And you can do that with multiple people. By the way, all of these are listed. Newsletter.bigpodcast.com, issue number 228. And I've got even more of them linked. Shared case studies, content previews, social media shout outs, evergreen links, mini courses, collaborate on a course so you can teach somebody how to do something, event co-sponsorships. So much that you can do with other podcasters in your community. And I say other podcasters because you want people to listen to your podcast. Don't explain to somebody what a podcast is. Go to people who have people who are already listening to podcasts. They see the value of podcasts. It's easier to get them to come over to you than going to people who don't listen to podcasts and having to explain what is a podcast. With that said, that's a wide open space for you. If you can get connected with somebody who's got a live event, get that captive audience at that live event to subscribe to your podcast, amazing. 100, 200, 500 people at once now listening to your podcast. I got more thoughts on this in the book, bigpodcast.com/books if you want it. If you want to see this list and an additional list that I've linked about using cross-promotion to grow your podcast, you can find it at newsletter.bigpodcast.com. This is issue number 228. I'll improve your storytelling skills by 176%. That is the promise. 5 essential storytelling techniques that can help you tell compelling stories and keep listeners engaged. Here's some things to add to your stories. Location. Start by stating the physical location of the moment. What did I do at the very beginning of this episode? I talked about being in my studio. I talked about what was outside. Location, actions, thoughts, emotions, dialogue. This is one of those that is easier for you to see in writing. I have it linked at newsletter.bigpodcast.com, issue number 228. I've got it laid out on one screen in front of you with examples. But if you add these little things to your stories, location, action, thoughts, emotions, dialogue, people will be more engaged with you. I tell stories all the time on this podcast. This is exactly what I'm doing. And this lays out the system for you. Again, if you want it, newsletter.bigpodcast.com, issue number 228. The bad guest action figure. I know you've seen these floating around the internet. Last couple weeks, everywhere. Everybody's got their own action figure. It's pretty cool. It's a chat GPT kind of thing. And thanks to Chris at Podtastic Audio for this very accurate bad guest action figure. This is funny. You can see it at newsletter.bigpodcast.com, issue number 228. Here's what he says about it. Now available wherever awkward interviews are recorded. Features include no microphone, just vibes. Talks in endless circles without actually saying anything. Expert at dropping vague life advice like just be authentic. Instantly turns any conversation into a pitch slap for their course you didn't ask about. Acts like your podcast is lucky to have them. Will never share the episode, ever. Bonus accessories, inflated ego, batteries not included. What's on your bad podcast guest list? You can let me know via Blue Sky. I've got it linked, newsletter.bigpodcast.com, issue number 228. You can also go there to see this. Let's talk about these things, though. No microphone, just vibes. Oh, man. If you do enough interviews, and by enough, I'm talking, if you've done more than 10, this has happened. Somebody will show up. Oh, man, I've done it before like this. Or the other podcaster let me do it like this. Or it sounds good to me. Yeah, it sounds good to them because they're listening to you and you're mic'd up properly. They don't know how they sound. They don't want to plug a microphone in. Who knows why people don't show up with microphones? They just don't get it. And I wouldn't either, had I not grown up recording myself. Don't let them get away with it. I don't care who they are. They got to show up with a microphone. I've joked around about this. One guest I would let show up with a tin can and a string, and it's Dolly Parton. I actually interviewed Dolly Parton last year. You know how she showed up? Fully mic'd. In fact, it was a video interview. Not only was she fully mic'd, but she looked like Dolly Parton. She's got a bunch of guitars behind her, nice set, nice lighting, big hair, looked and sounded great. She took it seriously. And you want guests that are going to take it just as seriously. Talks in endless circles without actually saying anything. Yeah. I'm going to combine that with expert at dropping vague life advice like just be authentic. I saw a LinkedIn post just yesterday, and this guy was celebrating, 25 years of marriage, 30 years of marriage, something like that. And he talked about being young in his 20s when he got married. And if you find somebody who likes you and you like them, just do it. Just get married. That doesn't really help anybody. And some people actually push back and they said, oh, dude, this is toxic. Don't tell people to get married. It worked out for you, so therefore it's going to work out for them. If you can do it, they can do it too. That's some more of that life advice. Well, if I can do it, you can do it too. No. Be thinking about that, man. We're more aware of what we're spreading into the world because we've seen so much of this go wrong. But you will definitely have those guys come through your system at one time or another if you've done more than a few interviews, and I'm talking more than about 10. Somebody's going to sneak through and give some dumb Brian Tracy-like advice. Talk about excellence or polishing your shoes or giving a strong handshake. Not helpful. And just because one person can do it doesn't mean everybody can do it. Is it possible? Yeah. But how about some tips, man? And how about being real? Not like, oh, here I am on the top of the mountain. I've done it. You can do it too. We seem to forget the tough times that we've got. Nobody wants to talk about the downside. And if they do, it's often what I call failure porn. Oh man, I was so down and out. I weighed 800 pounds. I was shooting dope, eating Twinkies, living in my mom's basement, and they won't stop talking about it. That's not good either. What people benefit from is the sticky middle, and those are the best guests that you can get. Talk about that sticky middle. Give listeners something they can relate to. All right, I want to know what's on your bad podcast guest list, and also what's on your good podcast guest list. You can reach out to me via Blue Sky. You can see the graphic of the bad podcast guest action figure. It's a middle-aged white dude, by the way. Why is it always the middle-aged white guys that are bad podcast guests? Surely a few of us are good. Anyway, what makes a bad podcast guest? What makes a good podcast guest? I want to know. Let me know via Blue Sky. See the image. Link to me on Blue Sky and let me know. All of these things. Newsletter.bigpodcast.com, issue number 228. All right, we are done, man. Another one in the books. Almost. I got to finish it up by saying this. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you sticking it out with me, listening to me, subscribing. Oh, you haven't subscribed? Here's how to do it. bigpodcast.com/subscribe. There are 3 links. One for iPhone, one for Android. One is an RSS feed for you middle-aged white guys. Yeah, I see you guys. I got you. We got an RSS feed there, bigpodcast.com/subscribe. Do subscribe however you want to. Regardless of how you subscribe, you will never miss an episode. So go there right now. It's easy. It's quick. It's free. bigpodcast.com/subscribe. If you want more information from me, again, bigpodcast.com/AMP. That stands for Audio Monetization Program. You can work with me one-on-one. We'll go through those cross-promotion tools that I mentioned. I'll dig in deep with you. We'll make sure that your podcast gets more listeners. You make more money. You've got a better quality podcast, something gets spread around, and something that people will miss if you disappear. bigpodcast.com/AMP. That's the URL. bigpodcast.com/AMP. Go there now before you forget. And I'll see you in the next episode of Build a Big Podcast.